Hello there, I'm Lisa. I am the owner of Lollipop Box Club. It's been a little while since I've created a scrapbooking page on video, so I thought I would use the January kit just to have a play. I'm starting off with one piece of 12 by 12 white cardstock, and I've got a piece of navy blue as well, and I've got some bits and pieces that have come with the kit, and some embellishments and tape as well. And I've decided this month the theme is Make It Happen. It's all about positivity, goals, and striving forward and making things happen, obviously. It's a very positive month. We start the year, or us as a family, start the year every year with a word of the year. This year we are going for 3 words, which are Make It Happen. So I'm going to use the kit to scrapbook that word of the year and use that as the starter, the very first page of my scrapbook album for 2017. So I have printed a photograph of the 4 of us, just a diddy one, and I'm going to now create a page. So I'm going to use the navy blue here as my border and trim down this white 12 by 12. I'm just taking just a couple of centimeters off each side. I've taken off this amount off 2 sides, and that then gives me a nice equal square piece. I do love colour, so for me adding a border to my scrapbook page is a really nice way to add lots of colour. So then kind of guess that it's in the centre there. Now there's this pretty star paper here from the kit, and there's also a list sheet here. This is also a download for free if you are a subscriber. If not, you can pay to download these. So I'm going to use that as my title, and I may cut out a couple of the pieces, I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to certainly use that. I'm going to trim this down slightly, and I'm going to pop that at the top there. Like I said, I'm going to be using this as my title, so I'm just going to trim it just underneath the arrow. There we go. I've decided to round off the corners on the top. I do like a corner punch, and just a piece across there. Right, let's pop that at the top. I never know whether I want to end up adding any bits top or bottom, so I only ever put tape in the middle. Then that gives me the flexibility to do that. I'm just going to stick that centre. There we go. And the photo is going to go over to one side. And I did think about adding some arrows there as well. I also wanted to add some of the stickers. I know what I'm going to do. I am going to add my arrows onto this page and pop that underneath. So let's pop this over to one side. I'll use my board here. So I've got this stencil here. It's a new one that I've bought. It's one of the add-ons for this month's kit, and it's from Dilutions, and it's Direction. This one is called. I'll give you a link, as I have got these on the online shop. And I've also added some extra bits to the online shop. I've added some texture paste. This is from Ranger. And I've also added some of the Dilutions paints as well. I've used these for years and I really like them. And they kind of, I had some years ago, and then I think they took them off and they've kind of redone them again. So now I want to make up some really nice thick paste. So I'm going to add some paste. I've just got a bit of a cardboard box here. This paste is so nice and thick. Look at that. Little bit of paint. I'm using an old credit card here to mix it in. Isn't that delicious? Ooh, I love things like this. And let's hold the stencil still. And just blend it through. You can feel it going through. You need to hold the stencil nicely in place so that it works properly, and then fingers crossed, and then when you remove it you have got the arrows. They look fantastic. So my next stage, I am going to be adding a little bit of this Kaiser colour. I've got some on a paintbrush and I've dipped it in water, and I'm just going to wash it underneath, and I'm also going to let some bits drop across the top, and they can dry whilst we're having dinner. They will obviously take quite a while because they're very drippy. So I'm continuing with this layout, and I've actually had it stuck on the side for about a week or so now. I wasn't very well, I was full of cold, and then I've just had a really busy week, so I am finally getting back to this. I've done a few bits and pieces. Let's just move this and I'll show you what I've done. I've used some of the stickers here. These are from here, the Simple Stories stickers, the square ones from the kit, and I've just backed them onto white cardstock, cut them out, and some of them have got sticky foam pads underneath just to give them a little bit of height. I've also used the embellishment postcard here from the kit, cut out a couple of these pieces here, these three, and they're also stuck on with foam tape. I've added the button from the kit, and I've also added the wording here, Love My Life, also from the kit. It's stapled at the top, and I've used just an ink pad just to ink half of it, so you've got the two different colours on there so that it stands out better. Also, the tabs at the top here are also from the embellishment sheet. I've got the wooden arrow here from the kit, which I've backed underneath with pink card so that it shows through. And I've also got these arrows. Now, I used the mask here, the arrow mask, with the moulding paste, the texture paste, and the blue paint. And once they were nice and dry, I've actually cut them out and I've stuck them on the top there. So that's where I'm at right now. I've just printed some wording off, which I'm going to use as my journaling on my page, just on a regular piece of A4 thick paper. It's not quite card, and I'm going to use the punch here. So it looks like it's note paper, and I'm going to just pop that on there. I'm never very good at lining these up. That's not too bad. Let's see if I can continue that. There we go. Let's move that over, and I am going to stick that there. That didn't go so well. Let's pop that underneath so it looks like it's note paper. Quite like that. Now let's move these to one side. The other thing I wanted to do, I've got some wording here, some little phrases that were in the January kit as well, and I'm just going to pop these on my layout. Paint, too much glue, just a little bit, and then I just wanted to add a little bit more paint as well to the layout, some inks and things. Let's pop those on like that. I am going to go around a couple of things with my black pen. I've gone around quite a bit with the pen, the arrows, the note paper, the wording, and the stickers, and the photograph. Just helps it stand out. I'm now going to add, I've got a Prima ink pad here, and I'm going to add a hue of the dots just quite subtly. As you can see, it's not overly dark. I don't want it to be really bright. Just a few subtle circles here and there. Some more underneath. And that's that. And then I'm going to add some of the drops here. I'm using the Tim Holtz Ranger Distress Mist stains, spray stains even. Those, they take a little while to dry, but they look nice when they're done. It adds a nice pop of colour to the page. That one is Mustard Seed, and this one is Tumbled Glass. Do love a flick of ink, and I think that's done. Oh, I was going to add a stapler. I just went to look for my pretty stapler, and it's missing from my desk drawer, so I'm guessing a child has stolen that. However, it's not going to reach. I need my long-armed one, really. Let's just, I'm going to probably smudge my ink now, probably. That's not too bad. There we go. So that's that. Obviously I can't move that too much because it's going to run. I just remembered something that I wanted to add on the layout. I was going to try and add a bow with the thin sticky tape. This is really thin, as you can see. I'm going to add a whole length here. This is just regular A4 printer paper. I'm going to do a couple of these. Kind of wanted it flat. There we go. And another piece. Don't know if this is going to work, but That's an idea I had. Right, and then I'm going to trim this down just slightly either side, so there's a tiny bit of white still showing. The idea being then I can move it into a bow shape. Let's move that over. Went slightly wide there, so I'm just going to trim that down. It doesn't need to be perfect. Now let's take this again. I had already finished the layout. I'd completely forgotten about this that I wanted to do. So I'm not quite sure where I want this to go at the moment. I think down there, like that. I'm going to stick this. I think this will be the best way. Let's stick this down here. So the tape's in place. And now I need to move this into a bow. Let's see how big we want the bow. I'm going to staple the centre together so that it stays together. Trim the edges off. Add a little bit of sticky tape to the back. Then I've just glued the other piece there. Let's move that staple out the way. So now to finish it off, I just want to add this little acrylic heart from the kit in the centre with a little bit of PVA, and there we have it. So it's a little bit back to front, that one. Remembering that I wanted to do that at the end. It's quite cute, isn't it? So that's my little bow. Obviously if I'd have done that without the paper underneath, it would just stick and it wouldn't really work, and you can't maneuver it around quite so much. So there we have it. That is my finished layout, and I will take some close-ups for you to be able to see better. If you have any questions, please ask. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.